I think one of the most underutilized but most essential tools to your success is tracking. And there's two things that you can track. We have behavior goals and we have outcome goals. Now, outcome goals, given an example of I want to make $100,000 this year, okay? Really, you can't, just by wanting that, you're not going to achieve that goal. So you have to put certain things into practice. Your job, attending your job, doing the best work you can, getting promoted. Stop spending money on wasteful things, start saving it on other things. So those are all the behavior goals that can lead to that. And flipping that to, hey, health and fitness, most of the people that come to me, or most of the people that I even talk with, are interested in some sort of weight loss goal. And it may be, hey, I want to lose 50 pounds. Like, that's the outcome goal. But just wanting that isn't going to get you there, or hoping for it or wishing for it isn't going to get you there. So it's important then that we have these behavior goals. But the thing is, we want to track both. So how we might track if someone is interested in losing 50 pounds is the scale. Is the scale going down? So two, one of the things that I have clients measure is circumferences, because the scale doesn't tell the whole story. Because let's say that your weight does happen to remain the same on the scale, but you're taking circumference measurements and those are going down, more than likely you're losing fat, which I believe is what they're more concerned about than losing 50 pounds is maybe I want to lose 50 pounds of fat. So circumferences are important in that. But also too, a modality is measuring one's body fat percentage. That can tell you, am I losing fat? Am I losing muscle? Am I gaining muscle? Am I losing fat? Again, something that's circumferences and the scale alone can't tell. So those are different modalities for that particular goal of wanting to lose fat. But the same can be said for performance goals. If someone wants to run faster, go out, run a mile, measure your time, start to train over time, run a mile again, and you'll find that, hey, I'm going down. So tracking your outcomes is so important because A, it may motivate you if you're making progress toward your goals, but so too, I don't ever want it to be demotivating. I just want it to be what it is. Like, more times than not, if you step on a scale and the number's not changed, there's a reason it's not changed. A lot of times that's within our control, sometimes it's not, but just having an understanding of what those variables might be is important to know. But the outcomes help us determine what the behaviors are going to be or how we're going to move forward. But then on the flip side, with those behavior goals, I think it's important to track that too, because so often we have selective memory and we remember things in a more positive light. Like, a client can come to me and be like, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. It's, okay, last night I had, and they go through what they had last night. Well, what did you eat 2 nights ago? I don't know. How about 3 nights ago? Oh, I don't know. 4 nights. So tracking each day, and that's something I encourage clients to do, and that's something I not only encourage them to do, but I have them do, is track, are they practicing their habit? Whatever habit that is. Is it to eat a lean protein? Is it to eat 5 colorful fruits and vegetables? Is it to choose smart carbs? Is it to spend 20 minutes de-stressing? But then asking them to track those things, because if you're tracking that, not even focused on your outcome, if you're tracking and doing the behaviors that we know full well will lead to the outcome, then the outcome is going to happen. So outcomes determine behavior, but your behaviors determine the outcome. So it's this cyclic thing. So it's so important that you're tracking both things.